Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lady Universe, and I'm White and Nerdy, and welcome to another Lady Universe review. And this one is kind of personal to me, and I will get to basically why in just a little bit here before I get into the review. Um, but I do love superheroes, and if you guys know, Spider-Man is already my personal favorite of all time superheroes. But there is another one that I share a fascination with, and he is still my second favorite superhero of all time, Superman. Now, I wanted to talk about this back in May when season 2 of My Adventure with Superman happened, but then by that point I was doing the YouTube subscriber poll, and I didn't want to have that get in the way of what you guys wanted. I wanted to give you guys what you wanted and make you guys happy as well as myself happy. Which don't think that you guys are making me upset with what you vote in the subscriber polls. Hell no, I love doing those. Really, honestly, I do. But I wanted to do it, and I should have put that into the schedule and then talked about whatever else on the subscriber poll. But that's all said and done. And don't feel bad. Don't think that I'm blaming you guys because that's not happening. But anyways, my personal adventure with Superman at first started with the original Superman movie starring Christopher Reeves, and also moved on even stronger when Superman 2 came out, which again I did watch, thanks to both my grandmother and cousin for introducing me to Christopher Reeves. But my love of Superman wouldn't grow until basically the early 2000s. Basically between 99 to the early 2000s is when my love for Superman grew even bigger. And that's not only because of Justice League the Animated Series, which if you guys want me to review that, let me know. But it started with this. Superman the Animated Series. This is where the love truly came back and where I began to really honor and respect Christopher Reeves as Superman and also Tim Daly as Superman. I went back and we watched this series before this review, but I have a nitpick that I will talk about why I kind of don't like the DVD pack in just a little bit. Not because it's too bulky or anything, but there's another reason for someone like me, which will make other people feel left out. So, let's, let's draw on our capes, enter the Cherry Walker theme song, and begin to fly around with the Big Blue Angel with red wings. This is my personal adventure retrospective and review of Superman the Animated Series. A planet is in danger, the planet known as Krypton, and Jor-El searches desperately for an answer to try to save the dying planet and also to save his family and his newborn son, Kal-El. But he knows of no other choice to save his infant child than to send him off in a rocket to another planet, a planet where he'll be safe, a planet where he'll be a savior. Where he is sent, he's sent to a small Kansas city known only as Smallville, where he rushes in to people's safety. He rushes in to be a rescuer, a hero. As he would eventually become the world's protector, he becomes a big blue angel with red wings. He becomes the one and only amazing and superb Superman. As he knows that it's his true calling to become the superhero of Metropolis, and to become the hero that everybody needs, and to become the most heroic superhero who ever lived. Now, similar to other 90s superhero shows at the time, basically the entire premise consisted around the hero facing off against villain after villain in every series, as they have chosen some very unique villains to actually introduce into this category, and the villains that would become prominent throughout the series. As similar with Batman the Animated Series, they wanted Batman to have mirrored reflections, which exists still in comics to this day. They wanted Batman to have reflections of the villains that he faced, basically mirrored versions of himself. As with Superman, no, his arsenal or his gallery isn't exactly mirrors of himself, but these villains can best go toe to toe with the Man of Steel and the Man of Tomorrow, and they are definitely some of the most villainous villains that has ever been created for the series. Such as Toyman, a demented child, or a man-child, that wants nothing but revenge on a criminal organization for killing his father, and is definitely someone that can kinda go toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel. Then there's Parasite, an energy-sucking monster. Basically, he puts his hands upon anybody and he can absorb whatever powers, abilities, and memories that the person thus possesses. Metallo, another indestructible man of steel that can easily go toe-to-toe with Superman and even weaken him because his heart is made out of nothing but pure kryptonite. Brainiac, a superior being who wants nothing but the power of knowledge, and at the same time a man that can seemingly destroy the world just like he destroyed Krypton in the animated series version. Then there's Jactor and Mara, two Kryptonian prisoners that basically could be resemblance of two other villains that showed up in Superman 2, but I have no idea. Then there's Livewire, a being of nothing but pure energy that could basically take down a Man of Steel, especially because she puts out so much voltage that the Man of Steel probably couldn't contain or handle her. Mr. Mitch Pixriot, a fifth dimension imp that can basically take down Superman because he has magical abilities, and Superman, as far as we know, to this day is still weak against magic. Bizarro, a clone of Superman that has all of his powers and abilities, well, some of them are different than Superman's, and that he can go toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel. Except Bizarro's only problem is that he's Bizarro, and he, because of his brain, he thinks backwards, and he also thinks pretty differently than others. Yeah, this series did reintroduce a lot of Superman villains, including creating one, Livewire, who, by the way, for some of you that don't know, is the same voice actress behind the mother from Wizards of Waverly Place and Hawkgirl on Justice League. The more you know. But Superman the Animated Series had two villains that basically are the leaders of the series. The one that Superman can mostly go toe to toe with. And Superman's supporting cast is pretty good, especially the talented Dana Delaney, who is Lois Lane, the talented David, forget what his last name is, who voices Jimmy Olsen, and of course the amazing Ed Asner, who voices Perry White. But we'll talk about Tim Daly and why he is my favorite all-time Superman, or one of them next to Christopher Reeves, in just a moment here. But we're still talking about villains. As there are two villains of the series that Superman the Animated Series paid the most attention to. And of course, we have to talk about the two that they are. Starting with Lex Luthor. Lex is an all-time Superman villain and one of everybody's favorite Superman villains because he is so smart that he can actually try to outsmart the Man of Steel. Lex may have a big brain and can get him in places where nobody ever thinks that he could be, but at the same time, Superman still knows how to confront this man that is mostly smart. And despite being a prodigy genius, Lex on the inside is still human, and that's what makes him a fascinating Superman villain, the fact that he's a human that's willing to go toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel. But Lex sometimes unfortunately doesn't know when enough is enough just to try to have his battles go down with Superman and trying to take him down year after year. Then there's Darkseid, a monstrous being that wants Superman to be destroyed. He sees Superman as a worthy opponent and will stop at nothing to keep traveling to Earth to take on the Man of Steel.
You used me. I told you once, Superman. If you would not be my knight, you would be my pawn. I see you're a man of your word. I am many things.
As after 3 seasons and 52 episodes, Superman the Animated Series would end, and it would be over, and there would be no more Superman for at least a couple more years. Whereas Batman the Animated Series had, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 seasons, had 109 episodes, plus, if you want to count Batman Beyond, even more so than that, almost like 200 episodes, Superman the Animated Series only lasted 52. Which probably was because that maybe people were preferring Batman over Superman at the time, but this was a legendary series that basically took off the career of Tim Daly, who, as I admitted, would return in Justice League the Animated Series, which would carry on the careers even more. Even when Tim Daly is replaced by George Newbern, the series still had a career takeoff and was fan-fucking-tastic. And also, yes, that the series did introduce the introduction of some of the DCAU, or DC Animated Universe's counterpart to other superheroes. So, and also, yes, the world's finest team up with Batman, but that is, neither here nor there because I'm pretty certain that a bunch of you have heard about World Finest, by this point already. But let's talk about the other superheroes that old Superman did team up with, or that this series did introduce into the mix and basically into this universe before I end off this video. So, what are the other superheroes that Superman has introduced to the world? Kyle Rayner, the third, I believe, or second Green Lantern, has been introduced into the series, and he has a different costume than what he usually wears, but hey, I still love the Green Lantern even till this day. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. Yeah, surprisingly, the series was the first introduction of Aquaman, and hey, he looked pretty good in this design, going with the old school design. Steel, an easy counterpart for Superman, as John Henry Irons built a suit of steel, or iron, to go toe-to-toe with villains when Superman couldn't. Also, yes, he is named after a legendary African-American man who was a big man that worked in the steel industry known as John Henry Irons. Also, fun fact, my favorite voice actress, Cree Summers, voices Natalie, or Nate, John Henry Irons' niece that would later on become the next generation of Steel.
Pork chops and bean curd in a cilantro sauce. Hey, you're the one who bought Grandma a California cuisine cookbook.
And The Flash. Surprisingly, yes, Superman the Animated Series was the one that introduced The Flash, probably Barry, because this Flash does not act anything like Wally.
How's it going, Chief? Maybe you can help me. I'm new in town and I'm looking to find this geek here.
Superman? We don't keep tabs on him. He only shows.
There, got Lobo done out of the way. I actually forgot to put him in with the villain category, so I threw him in there. There you go. But, like I said, and it's unfortunately true, that Superman wouldn't be seen again until Justice League the Animated Series. So, kind of sad to see that fate actually happen to basically my second favorite all-time superhero. But you're probably wondering, and yes, Christopher Reeve is still my number one favorite Superman, why Tim Daly equals up a lot to Christopher Reeves. Though if you talk to Superman fans, they might tell you like, oh, I like George Reeves, I like Christopher Reeves, I like Henry Cavill, I like Dean Cain, I like the Superman from My Adventure with Superman. Which, by the way, he does a really amazing job. If you don't believe me, go and watch My Adventure with Superman. Jack Quaid is so fantastic in the role of Superman. Which, yes, if My Adventure with Superman ever comes out on DVD, I promise you, I will review it here. But why Tim Daly equals up to my second favorite Superman is for a very good reason. Is that even though he's a voice actor, Tim Daly captures the kindness, captures the heart, and captures the heroism of Superman. He just becomes Superman to me, and while I do love Christopher Reeves as Superman, he will still be my all-time favorite. Tim Daly will always be in second rank because of his amazing performance. As Tim Daly becomes my favorite version of the Man of Steel, the one that you can look up into the sky at and say, hey, that's my superhero, that's my Superman. And even despite being a voice actor of all things, Tim Daly still delivers his grandest performances as both Clark Kent and the Man of Steel Superman. As very similar with Kevin Conroy's Batman and Bruce Wayne, he has a very distinct tone to both Clark Kent and Superman that is very distinctive, but if you hear it, it's pretty awesome.
Who's the first?
Me, when I dumped him.
Whoa.
Ancient history. Anyway, what makes you think Lex might have been an accessory to the theft?
I don't.
It's a little much.
Fair enough. All I ask is that you tell the truth about me.
And that is?
I'm not here to scare anyone.
As in a world of darkness, crime, and rampant going on, we could all use a symbol of hope that we can look up to, and I can think of nobody better than this amazing version of Superman. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. And yeah, my own personal adventure with Superman is that yes, I did see the original Superman, and it was the first movie I ever experienced, which began my love of movies, as you can see from behind me, was quite an established collection, and that I would kind of forget about Superman for just a short time. I forgot when I saw Superman. I must have been at least 3 or 4 years old when I first saw it. And then later on, growing up with Superman, the animated series, and then later on, Justice League, and even more so, Superman would become one of my all-time favorite superheroes. Spider-Man is still my top number one favorite, but Superman definitely comes in close second, as this series would give me a love for a superhero that some people can say is very overrated and blah 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 poopy doopy timey wimey. Who cares? And it's pretty much true that some people think that Superman is an over-established superhero, but at the same time, you have to give Superman to proper writers in order to really write him and really understand him. As I believe that the team behind the series did an amazing job with that. Like I said, the Superman animated series ending was kind of rushed, so it wouldn't take long, but kind of, in 2008, where the animated series got a proper ending with Superman Doomsday, which I did review, a very old review on this channel. If you want to see me review the series again, um, I'll make it easy on you guys. Why don't we do 10 to 15? We'll keep it in that lane. 10 to 15 likes on this video, and at some point, maybe in July, I'll review Superman Doomsday, the true ending to Superman the animated series. But at this. But I would just like to say thank you guys so much for watching. I believe universe. I want you to keep your on. Be sure, and also again, yes, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter. We're doing in the description down below. And I will have up a YouTube subscriber poll so you guys can vote on what you want to see me review as of the coming Monday and everything. So that will be pretty exciting. So thank you guys as always so much for watching. This has been a Lazy Universe review. I hope that I brought back your nostalgia, and share who your favorite Superman is in the comment section down below. Is it the one from Superman and Lois? Don't pick on me. I never seen that series. Don't. Please. Is it George Newbern? Is it Tim Daly? Is it somebody else that I haven't heard of? Please be sure to share your own personal experiences in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching this Lazy Universe review. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care.